Alright, how are y'all doing today? So today we're going to take a look at a procedural staircase like this one. So I have a controller node that I can adjust the height here, I can adjust the railing height, and I can adjust the amount of supports. This is all procedural built-in Houdini's rather pretty simple one. So here we go. Create a new Houdini file. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the geo node. I'm going to name this staircase. We don't really need to for this tutorial, but it's good practice. Alright, so we're going to start with a tube. Wonderful looking tube. We're going to make our radius probably like 0.1-ish. We'll figure it out later. So we're going to copy parameter here and paste relative references divided by 2. Oops, not 3, 2. So what this does is, whenever we make it taller, it stays on the ground. So again, that's copy parameter here, and then paste relative references here, and divide by 2. Awesome. So now what we need is a line. Make a line, and pretty simple right now, but we'll get it looking better in just a second. So I'm going to turn on points so we can see those. And what we want to do is we want our length value to be based on our points value. So we're going to paste relative references from points to length, and we're going to do that minus 1. So what that'll do, let me zoom out so you can see it a little easier, is it will make it longer, but it won't move where our current points are, which is important for this type of procedural model. Okay, but also we want those to be a lot closer, so I'm going to put those guys in parentheses and divide it by like 10. So now if we add points, great. So this is the first place I'm going to use a null node. I'm just going to call this one controller. And oftentimes I'll change my controller color. Just click here, go to like red or whatever you feel like changing it to. Alright, so we're going to go up here and click Edit Parameter Interface. So this allows us to put parameters on here that we can use to adjust the rest of our model. So we're going to put an int down, and we're going to name this height. And we're going to put a range from like 0 to, I don't know, 50. We'll do 70 for now. I mean, we'll leave it unlocked at the top, the bottom we'll keep locked. And yeah. So now we can, set the height there. So we're going to do the same thing, just copy parameter there from line to points and do paste relative references. Now we've got 15 points, and we can scale her up or down, which is what we want. Okay, so let's go back to our tube real quick. So our tube height doesn't scale at all. So we want to grab our length parameter from our line and just pop that into our height. So now when we scale this up or down, our tube goes also. Okay, great. Alright, so next thing, we're going to drop down a box. Awesome. Make the height like 0.2, and 0.1. And then we want this size to be like 0.3. Back on. 0.2. And yeah, maybe this one will be like 0.8. That's good enough for now. We'll adjust this later probably. Okay, next we're going to just grab this one and edit it. Edit the scale, because, file staircases have stairs that are kind of like this. Something like that. You can always edit this later if you want. Alright, so we're going to drop down a transform. And all this one's doing for now is we're going to translate the stair along the axis so that it's in the middle. Kind of like that, because it's going to rotate along the middle, so we need it to have moved. Alright, now to get our staircase, we want to copy stamp. Oops. So we want to drop our geometry into the right one, the left one, sorry, and our line into the right one. So now we copies like this, and that's looking pretty good. So now if we didn't like the scale of this, so like 0.8, we want our stairs a little shorter, then we would have to go up here into our line and just raise our divisions value. So something like that. Or 15 maybe. Yeah, that looks better. Cool. So now to get the spiral staircase part, uncheck transform cumulative, and we're going to put a simple formula into our rotate y. So just put $PT, which is indicating a point number, times, let's try 15. So this is going to be rotating at 15 degrees per point number that it is. Because if you notice, I don't want to do that. Okay. So if you go here and click on your point numbers, you can see it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to however many points you have. Then it's just multiplying this by that amount, which works awesomely to give us some sweet spiral stairs. You can make it higher if you want, or however you want to do it. That looks pretty decent. Alright, so let's just drop down a merge so we can see what that looks like with our tube. Nice. And you can already get a nice spiral kind of effect going. Cool. Alright, so the next thing we want is to put our railings in. So I'm just going to move this line over here just to give us a little more clean workspace. Okay. First thing we're going to do is drag this one over here and put another transform down. Now we're going to grab our controller here, and we want a new parameter. And we want this one to float, because you want it to be able to be not just 1, 2, 3, you want it like 1.1 or whatever. And we'll name this railing height. And we'll put a range from 0 to 1 is probably enough for this scaling of stairs. But you might need to change it for yours if you're making one drastically bigger. So we're going to just put that at 0.5, then we're going to copy that parameter and put it into our translate value of our line, right? So that's just moving it up 0.5, and it's just based on this controller over here. Awesome. So now what we want to do is create a box, another box. Okay, so now we'll go 0.2, 0.2, 0.2 for now. And what we want to do is grab transform onto this guy, and then we want to copy stamp again. So we'll put our line as the points to copy to, and our box as the primitives to copy. And we're just going to drag this into our merge so we can see a little easier what is happening. First thing, grab this transform that the box is going into, and we just want to drag it out a bit, out there. And then we want to copy this formula that we got in the other one. You can set this up as a parameter, but I mean, once you have it set up once, I don't know if you'd really want to change it much, but you can if you want it as an option. Then uncheck transform cumulative, and then we have boxes all the way up and down. So what we want to do is adjust our boxes. Nope, we want that one to stay up there. And this will be the rough size of our railing. So I think these are too big still. We'll go down to 0.05. Cool. Now we want to rotate them. Oops, not translate. Rotate them so that they are, close to touching each other. And then we will raise this. Oh, no, wrong one. Let's 0.01. Put them close to each other so that, they're really similar. Now we'll just drop down a fuse. And what the fuse is going to do is just stick these points together to make it smoother. Just like that. So just raise the distance until it snaps them. If your points aren't close enough together, it's just going to give you some problems. So that's why you just got to get them as close as you can with this copy. And then drop the fuse down. Awesome. Now we have a square railing. If you want it to be a little smoother, just drop down a subdivide node. And so that makes it a little nicer looking. Our points. And sweet, we have a spiral staircase that has a railing. And you can adjust the railing height based off of parameters here, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so now what we need is to put supports for our railing. I'm going to drag these guys over so that we have a little more room to put our supports in. Organize here. We don't have crossing wires, so it's easy to read what's happening. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this copy out. Yeah, right. Over here, because we're going to need that. And then what we're going to do is drop down another tube and another transform. Then we're going to do very similarly to what we did with the boxes just a second ago. I want these to be 0.01 maybe. Yeah, you can see it down there. That's looking about accurate. And then we want our height parameter to be up here with our center. Same thing, divided by 2. And then we want our height to actually be this guy. We're just going to copy parameter and paste relative references. Awesome. Now we've got our poles. And so we're just going to copy here. Now I'm going to move this merge over and put them in there. We want to view the merge so we can see what adjustments we need to make. And go and click on your transform, and we want to transform this guy, transform it out so that it lines up pretty nicely. Yeah, something like that. And that's looking pretty awesome. And we can change the height and those copy up, and the height of the railings. Okay, very cool. Now what we want to do is set up the, like if you don't want a railing on every single stair, you would need to, need to do something. So first we're going to drop down group by range. What this is going to do, sometimes it doesn't show up, I think it's a viewer bug. But we need to change this to points first. Yeah, none of the group is showing up, but it's working. We look here, and we change this. Well, we need to reference our group first in our copy. Go to group 1, because that's what this group's called. Ideally, you'd rename these, but it's not a huge deal at this exact moment. And now we will do 1 of 2. And so now it picks 1 of 2. But you see we're having a problem where that's not where the stairs are, right? So that's because the point number is changing, and we're basing this off the point number. So what we need to do is copy this parameter, and we need to multiply it by the degree value that we're using over here. And you can do that just by putting a parenthesis, multiply, paste relative references, and close parenthesis. And boom, we've got that set up. Now you can make this have as many as you want, or as few as you want. So to set that one up, all we got to do is go up here to parameters, or edit parameter interface, drag an int over, and then do railing support number. We'll just set a range from 0 to 10, because that, I don't know if you need it higher than that, but we'll leave it empty. And then all we got to do, probably want 1 for now, we'll just copy parameter and paste it into here. Boom. So now this controller node controls everything about our stairs. And you can obviously put other things in, like stair width maybe, or your center tube size, or whatever else you feel like. I feel like I taught it enough times that you probably know how to set it up. Yeah, that's how you set it up, a sweet little staircase. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.